everybody! Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial / review on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. I know I'm late to the party. I have never actually owned an Anastasia palette before, so I am excited to see how this works. I don't even think I've ever used an Anastasia palette on me before. I've used a few single shadows, and they were more neutral colors like that I bought like at TJ Maxx to be transition colors, so I'm excited to see. I heard that these are like full pigment, so fallout is pretty intense, but it's okay. I'll just have to work with it. I already did my face and makeup today, so I'm just gonna have to suck it up today, but probably if I'm using this palette in the future and the rumors are true, then I'm probably gonna have to do my eyes first if I'm using this palette. But let's just get right into it. Okay, so I have the Subculture palette right here. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm really excited to see what's on the inside, because when I was at the store, I got to see the back, but I didn't really get to see all the colors, plus it blocked off 2 of the colors. And yes, I did get this from TJ Maxx. It was $29.99 and I had a $10 gift card, so that was pretty cool. I think they initially retail for $42, so saved me a bit of money. So initially opening it, so this is what it looks like. Oops, sorry. It has quite a texture on the outside. It's like a velour, or it's like fuzzy. I like that though, because it gives it a kind of like prestige or higher end feel. It's not like a drugstore like with the Elme ones, like they're in that plastic, which is nice sometimes, but it is nice to have like a higher end palette and see the difference. So I'm gonna open it up. So it comes with 14 shadows and a compact mirror up here. I like that it bends back. I think that's pretty cool. And it does come with a brush. Let's see what that looks like. I'm not used to getting a brush with anything because I usually buy a lot of drugstore eyeshadow palettes just because you tend to work the same usually. This is a double-ended brush. I'll show you that side, and then I'll show you this side. It seemed really nice. I don't think I own any Anastasia brushes, so I'm excited. I think I'm going to try this out today with some of the shadows. But going back into the shadows, there's a lot of greens, reds, golds. I'm used to working with the burnt oranges, reds, so I'm excited to do that, but I don't normally work with greens and like those dark grayish greens and browns and purples like that, so I am excited to get into that because I do like those colors. I tend to look better in the oranges and reds, but I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone for this palette. It seems pretty cool. I'm gonna swatch the Adorn right here and Axis over here. I just kind of want to get a feel for what they are gonna like perform like. I heard that they are really pigmented, so I'm excited to see. Gonna do Adorn first. Wow, that was just literally one dip. Yeah, that's pretty shiny and pretty pigmented for doing just one circle in the pan. And this is Axis. Wow, look at that on my finger. That was literally one swipe through the color. Yeah, so they are very pigmented, that is true. So I don't see much fallout on my hand, but again, it's not really going to show too much on your hand, so we'll see how it works on my eye. But for now, I think I'm going to stick with the goldish kind of look because I'm wearing like orange and red tonight, so I'm just going to stick with that, but I'm going to try to work with as many of the colors I can. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm first going to go in with Dawn, which is right here. It's going to be a good transition shade, and I'm going to use this side of the Anastasia brush. See kind of what it does. Oh yeah, so there is a lot of fallout. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to tap the screen so it'll get lower. And it's just falling out everywhere. I'm a little nervous about this. Probably going to have to redo my under eye after this, but that's okay. I can guarantee that this palette's also going to get really messy really fast just because the fallout, like just dipping into Dawn, I don't know if you can see it well here, just dipping into that, there's kind of all fallout around the color, so can't wait to show you what it looks like at the end of using all the colors. So this brush is pretty nice. It's a lot stiffer than what I'm used to using for a transition color, but it still works really nice. That's actually a really nice transition color for my skin tone. Okay, so now that that is set, I like to use a transition color because it really does set you up with like a base. So this way when you're blending, even if it's a harsher color underneath, it really does do a good job with just making everything come together. So now I'm going to take my Morphe, oops, that's the wrong one, Morphe, and again, this is the blue collection. It looks like this. It's a stiff brush. It doesn't have a number just because it came in the blue collection, but I have the blue collection and I highly suggest it, so if that's something you're interested in. I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna go in with Fudge, which is this brown, and I'm just gonna kind of work that on the outer corner. Wow, that's literally, I did 2 dips with my brush. I'm gonna have to wipe some, honestly. I don't want that much. I had a plan, but now I think it's gone because of how pigmented. So I'm just gonna really blend. Like, you really need to blend a lot to get this going. I mean, it really looks great, but it is very pigmented. And I don't know if I see too much fallout yet. I don't have any fallout underneath my eye. And again, I like to go in a wiper motion, and then when I get to the end, I like to circle it. I think it's a me thing. I know it's weird, but it's what I do. And normally I don't have my mascara on when I do my eyeshadow. Usually that's like, I'll do it last, but I was already out today, and I actually just bought this, and I was really excited, so I had to come home and film. But it's a little bit more complicated to work around mascara, but it's okay. Then I'm going to bring it down like this towards my eye. I'm literally going to do like a quick like, whoop, like right into my thing because I do not want a lot. I literally want a little bit. And I'm going to bring it down like this. So just like that. It's kind of like a cat eye. And eventually I'll go down with that same color underneath my eye. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then I'm going to come right back. Okay, so I just did the other eye off camera. Same kind of effect as the other eye. I'm actually really pleased with the color and the way it's blending. I am someone who really hates fallout, but this is not bothering me at all. So I'm really excited about that. I was worried about it, but for the color and the payoff that it's giving, it's worth the fallout, which I actually don't even have under my eye, especially with a dark brown like that, as you can see. So next I'm going to go in with Roxy. I'm just going to apply that to my lid. So that was 3 dunks, and it literally looks like it's the color of the brush. So I'm going to, you can see it kind of coming off. I'm just going to start applying that. Kind of going to leave the inner corner of my eye alone because I'm going to set the yellow, or the orangish yellow down. So I'm going to do this on the outside, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm going to actually do that again. I think that might be part of the reason why I'm having such good luck with the fallout. You might just have to hit a little bit off. Let me see. Yeah, no, I still don't have any fallout, so that's really good. So I'm doing orange on the outside. Now I'm going to go in with the same brush. I'm going to go in with New Wine, which is this orange color in the middle. I'm going to meet it in the middle, and I'm going to work it up. That was a lot. I'm actually going to use that over here because I had so much on the brush. These colors are, the payoff is amazing. I don't think I've ever used a palette with such great payoff. So I'm just going to go off camera and I'm going to fix the outside. I'm going to put more red down because it did kind of overlap because I didn't realize how much I had on the brush. And then I'm going to come right back. Okay, so I just fixed it. I actually went over the brown a little bit more just because it was getting covered by some of the yellow, just because it's so strong. But now I'm going to go in with Edge, which is this yellow. And I think this brush is a little big, but we'll see. I'm literally doing like 1.5 dunks. And I'm going to get the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to look away. Doing like a kind of ombre eye. I'm just dipping back into the palette just because I do want it to be pretty bright. There we go. I accidentally hit the top corner of my eye. That's not good. So I have some yellow in my brown. You definitely could build the colors up too. So see, that was 2 dips and on top of each other. Now I'm just gonna hit the orange one more time because the yellow's kind of taking over. This one not so much, but this. Okay. So I am gonna go back in with my original blue that I used. And I'm going to go in with the original transition color, that Dawn. I'm going to hit it so I can get the rest off. And I'm just going to kind of blend up top. Kind of go back down and do the same thing to the other eye. Just to kind of keep that neat up there. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with, let's see, I think I'm going to go in with Electric, which is the bright yellow shimmer. You can see it. I'm going to use my finger for this, and I'm going to go on the inner corner of my eye. That actually had no payoff when I used my finger. That's really weird. I'm going to try to use my Morphe M167 brush, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Smashbox spray. Going to dip it into Electric. This one doesn't seem like it has much payoff, so let's see. A little bit since I wet the brush. Yeah, it's coming up. It's definitely not one you could use your finger with, though. Yeah, you can see it now. I'm gonna just dip into it again. This is like 7 dips, honestly, and it's really not coming out great. I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 coats of it because it needs to be built up. I don't know why this one isn't as pigmented. I actually am really curious to try the other shadow, the other shimmer now. So I think I'm gonna, in the middle of my eye, because I wanna see if it's doing the same thing or maybe if it's just that color. I'm gonna try with my finger, and I'm gonna go in with Adorn. See, that had quite a payoff. Actually, I'm gonna use a different finger because that one had the blue on it. No payoff with your finger. Kind of. It's not even showing up. A little bit, there it is. I'm just gonna do it on the other end, same spot, just to match it, because you never know. Sometimes in different, see now I see it on there. Just in different lighting, sometimes it'll hit, and I want to make sure it's at least on the other eye. But then I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M506. It's this little brush. I'm gonna go in with this. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong side. This one right here. I'm gonna take some of my brush. I'm gonna really make sure that the fallout is out of this because I'm gonna go underneath my eye. Just a little bit. You can't really see it, but it'll kind of pop through when like a certain light hits it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go in with Fudge, that original brown color. I'm just gonna look up and I'm gonna buff some of it out under here. Same thing to the other eye. Okay, and actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the other end of that Anastasia brush that came with it, and I'm going to go back in with New Wave, which is that orange that I just used. Put it there. It's falling out all over my skirt. And I'm gonna do a little bit in the inner corner. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And then I'm really upset about these shimmers. I thought for sure that was gonna be a great inner corner highlight. And I'm gonna go back in with Electric. I'm gonna try to put a lot on my finger. And I'm just gonna dab and look up and see if it'll come off. No, nothing. So, I'm trying to think. Maybe Cube is just kind of white. I don't think it's a, yeah, Cube isn't really a, which is that white one in the corner. It's not really a shimmer. But I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty palette, my Galaxy palette. And I'm gonna go in with this bottom shade over here, which is called Mars on Fire. I love an inner corner highlight. It literally completes the look. Sometimes I take it a little too far. And I'm actually gonna go in with another shade. I'm gonna go in with this one. It's called Ozone. OH-zone. And then I'm just gonna do a little bit just to make it pop more. So there's that. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit and then I'm gonna come right back. Okay, so this is the completed look. Just gonna come in a little bit. It's just, the lighting really isn't the best. I'm not really sure what's going on with it today. Maybe I can change it a little bit. If I lower it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's kind of just brown and then it goes into from reddish to yellow and underneath follow through with the brown. For the most part, I'm pretty pleased with this palette. Like, I believe that the mattes in here are phenomenal. Like, they're probably some of the best shadows I've used. The shimmers are probably some of the worst shimmer shadows I've used. I don't know what the problem was. It seemed to come up a little bit more when I used the brush and the Smashbox spray, but I don't know. Nothing even close to impressing. But I'll tell you something, those matte shades are awesome, and you can see the brown, and you saw how pigmented it was. It's definitely not something I think someone that is beginning can probably work with as well, because they are hard to blend out. But I mean, if you feel like you can do it, and after seeing like how it started in the outer corner, then that's up to you. But this is definitely not a beginner palette, especially with the shimmers. Someone might get frustrated seeing that they're not coming out. So definitely keep that in mind. But other than that, I think this palette is really great. I definitely give it about a 7 out of 10. But definitely for those matte shades, if you're looking for something new, especially in this color scheme, this is really where it's at. I am excited. I want to try the Norvina palette. I know it's all purples, but I think I'm going to get my hands on it soon. But I know I was late to the party, but I really do like this, and for being my first Anastasia palette too. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and like. You can leave a comment down below, and I'll also leave my social media handles down below. Bye!